and deader than ever.
I'm Tamara.
I'm Kelly.
And this is
Ghoul
Beans.
Did you notice in an episode, I think like 2 back, I accidentally kept like the reverb on?
You had your side had echo.
Just slightly.
It wasn't slight, Queen. I did notice right away. I was like, damn, the echo was on your mic the whole time. My mic was fine.
That's because we were recorded separately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally left it on. I felt so stupid. I was like, and what can we do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Don't we know about that?
Yeah, we know.
The echo, if once that goes on it, that goes on it.
How are you? The holidays have passed us.
The holiday season.
The holiday season.
What's that one that's like, it never slows down? Like, the whole thing is like...
Jingle bells?
No. There's a song. Oh, my God, I have to find it. It, like...
The one that goes like, wow, 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 wow. Feels like you're stuck on a ride.
Yeah. It, like, never... There's never, like, a slow, like, of a white... It's never that. It's like, like
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I
gotta figure out what that one is. That's how it's felt like for me, emotionally this season. I have been busy. That's it.
That's it.
I thought finals. I was like, surely, okay, great. I keep having these like false starts where I'm like, oh my God, once this point is over, it's smooth sailing. I'm like, okay. Right, and then that one thing. But when that's done, no.
That was like
the
all
years
of
start
my
coming
20s.
and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming.
If I can just like make it through this, everything will be fine. I said at 19, and now 10 years later,
cut to 29.
I'm like, and maybe just like right after, I'll be able to take a nap.
But I know I've said this on the pod. I genuinely do believe this time, because I have a break until September for school.
You can't say it again.
Why?
Because we just talked about how it's not going to happen.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I'm finally not going to have to look at a computer screen after I'm done at work. So I will have the desire. A lot of what repels me from doing anything is that I have to keep looking at a computer screen. You know about that, T. And it does make me want to die.
Yeah.
No amount of fucking blue light blocking glasses alleviates that distaste.
No. That's why I got that standing thing, because I was like, maybe if
the mothership.
Yeah, maybe if I can pretend like I get to stand up every once in a while, then.
And you're next to a window, you can like pretend that you're outside.
Like a hamster.
Yeah, see?
I just gotta stall in the bottle right up top. You have to like bite it.
They like lick real fast.
It's actually metal. Someone told me, I don't know who it was, they said they use their little tongues and there's like a ball in there.
Yeah, there's a ball.
They push it and then get a little water and they push it.
They push the ball or they lick the ball, because the ball releases water.
I don't like they push it with their tongues, which would be licking, I guess.
Heard. I knew that. Thank you. How are you?
I am good. The Christmas season was a lot. I mean, shit, the last time we saw each other was at my birthday party.
Which was basically Christmas.
It was. And yeah, that whole week after was just absolute nonstop. And then we had 2 separate Christmases and stuff. So it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff. A lot of fun.
Your birthday was fun.
My birthday was fun. I have not gotten that drunk in a very long time.
Same. I was like, I was like, how did this happen to me? And it was because the mimosas were not in a flute of any kind. They were in a solo cup-sized glass.
Bottomless. She was coming around before they were empty.
Yep.
And just filling them up. I mean,
and
that
not
was
drinking
great.
Water.
I would pay $50 for that in a heartbeat.
And we were sweating a lot.
We were sweating so much because ping pong is very intense.
Yeah. And then not eating, because to be very real, the bar was not great.
Yeah, the food was not Pause. Fixed?
Sorry, I fucking touched my headphones.
The food ran out, I don't even know if the food was good because I wasn't there when we got there.
It was bad. They didn't have it like... Now I know.
Right. Don't
Now
even
I
waste
know.
time in that
Don't-
line.
Yeah.
Just keep drinking.
I didn't waste. I
At
actually
least we had donuts. We went to the opening of Voodoo Donuts in Chicago. Something we have all already tasted because I used to live in Denver. And so we'd been there quite a few times.
It was for the experience.
It was for the experience.
And they were really cool, and I made sleigh besties.
Yeah.
And it was great. I really like the Raspberry Romeo. I think is what it's called.
Yeah. So
what's your favorite donut at Voodoo Donut?
Mine's the Dirty Old Bastard because it's
Peanut butter
and Oreo, and that's like my favorite flavor combination. So it's really, really, it's dense.
Do you remember when Parent Trap tried to make it seem like that was an uncommon thing?
Yeah, she was like, "That's weird. I do that too. We must be twins." I was like eating a jar of peanut butter with Oreos as I watched it. I was like,
"You're an American."
Me too. It's like
triplets.
Peanut butter's rolling out of my mouth. I'm like, triplets.
I mean, hell, you have freckles.
I could
You
be
could be
the. I'm another Lowen.
No. You don't want that on yourself. What's the name of the coffee shop?
We went to Five and Hoke Coffee up
Five and Hoke
in Wheaton. It's good. I would say the flavor. I got the salted beer caramel latte. It's good. It almost feels muted. Is that fair?
What you will call muted, I will lovingly say plain. My latte, my whiskey vanilla. It's vanilla latte. Can I have yours? It's a vanilla latte, and there might be a cinnamon note.
Okay, yours has a little more flavor than mine. Mine's like...
Yours is salty.
Yeah, mine just tastes like butter, kind of.
And, hey.
People pay a lot of money for that. Did I ever tell the pod? So Five and Hoke, it's good, though. It doesn't...
Okay.
The coffee flavor isn't bad. Like, it's just like... It's not...
It tastes like good coffee.
Yeah, it tastes like good coffee. It's not like, oh, I went to Starbucks and got a cinnamon dolce triple wazoo. Right. So back to being at Starbucks working, when someone would come in and order off the secret menu, the butter beer, it was basically 4 pumps of almost every syrup. When I tell you that out of the large Starbucks cup, 1/2 of it was filled with pure syrup, I'm not lying. It was the first time I did it, the girl was giving me the instructions.
Like, no way can this be real.
Literally, my face was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Are you sure?" As I'm pumping it with like the biggest stink face on, and she's like, "Yeah, it's what it says." And I like, "Okay." And then 4 syrups later, I was like, "Are you sure?"
How is that possible?
It was so disgusting. It was like, give me 8 pumps of white mocha and then like 8 pumps of toffee nut and then like 10 pumps of vanilla.
Toffee nut?
Girl, every single thing that wasn't peppermint or chocolate was in there. And like white mocha was in there. So it...
Okay.
And I don't know. I was like, does this taste like it? Like, she's like, yeah, it tastes good. I was like, okay. And there was no coffee because the butterbeer is not, it's like just like
a frap.
Yeah. But it wasn't. It was just milk. It was just hot milk on top of it with whipped cream. I was like, this is, whoa. Like, I'm not the picture of health. Like, I'm definitely not eating just fruits and veggies, but this cannot be okay.
Right.
This is what Michelle Obama's fighting against.
Actively every day. That's disgusting. So, yeah, 5 and Hoke. What am I going to give it?
A 5 out of 10. A 5 and Hoke out of 10.
5 and Hoke.
True to their name. The guy that was working was very nice.
He's so nice. I was trying to think of like the location's really cute. Is there anywhere to sit in there? Not really.
No, it's more of like a roaster.
Roastery?
Yeah, a roastery.
They have like beans.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like I would not go here and get a flavored coffee again.
Right, I would just get coffee.
Yeah.
And I would be going because I wanted to walk down the alleyway and like order at that cute shop, you know?
Yeah, and like the cup is cool.
Yeah, the cup is cool.
Yeah.
It's a cute place to go. It's a experience.
I will call it a tad, and this might be a killer for a lot of people. It's a tad millennial.
Yeah, it is.
Like elder millennial.
Oh, elder millennial, not even...
No, because we're on the young
I
end.
know.
We're like almost not millennials.
Right.
But I'm talking about like like this is giving like
is.
40-year-old millennial.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't you think?
Yeah. That's
Not horrible.
Right.
But
It's
just
not
like,
horrible, but there's other stuff to try.
yeah, thank you.
There's cooler places, well, probably with like worse coffee, but there's also cooler places with better coffee. And then there's like
That's why I'm calling it a 5 and Hoke.
a 5 and okay.
No, it's just okay.
It's okay by me. Uh, so what are we doing today?
Today is a Ghouls Being Ghouls, which means that we are going to be reading scary, scary, spooky stories.
Oh, I love spooky stories.
And they're going to be Christmas themed. So I guess I'll go first. All of these are going to be either on Christmas or something happened on Christmas or Christmas adjacent.
I'm excited. Me too.
Okay. We know and acknowledge that there are other holidays.
It's the holiday season.
The holiday. That's why I started it. The holiday season. And we're talking about. Okay. This is called 4 a.m. Christmas morning.
Oh my God, I saved this one.
Okay, do you not?
No, please.
Okay.
I got a lot.
Well, then you already read it. No, you didn't.
Maybe. Just read it and I'll
Okay.
I'll see.
This is from Reddit user Falling to the Ancients 2 years ago. So myself and a friend had something happen the other day. Left another friend's house about 4 a.m. It's dark. Street lights have just come back on. They get turned off at 1 a.m. every day and back on at 4. It's a clear night. Couple clouds in the sky. Looks nice with the moon and all. Anyways, my friend and I are walking for just 2 minutes. We go around the corner of the road. It's a dead-end road, one way in, one way out, and goes downhill. And in front of us, about 50 meters away, is 5 people. 2 children, what looks like the parents, and an elderly woman. It's a bit odd. A family out at 4 a.m. Stood under a street light. Not impossible to happen. People are unpredictable. As we get closer, they look really odd now. White shirts, beige trousers, and dresses. Exactly the same colors. Again, not impossible, just odd. Impossible. This is another instance in which I'm like, and we're running now.
Right. Like you turn down the street, but you can also turn back. Like
Not impossible.
Not impossible.
Getting closer across the road from them now, you can see how daunting they look. Okay, here we go.
What do you mean?
Black rings around their eyes. They don't look healthy. Sunken faces. Quite creepy now, but even creepier when they just stare, eyes following the whole way. My friend, who is female, is clearly terrified as something really isn't sitting well with them. So we walk on a bit faster. I grab her closer to me just in case anything happens. I'd rather she get away safe. So we carry on for literally seconds before a stone flies by and hits the pavement in front of us. Made us jump. My friend was even more scared now. I got annoyed, so I turned to confront them, and they're gone. They were there mere seconds before and now completely gone from where they were. There's nowhere to hide so fast. No other ways out of that road. They'd have to run past us to get away.
Ew.
Now we are running down the road away from where they were. My friend is crying. I'm getting tense. I hate the dark, and honestly, I was getting fucking scared too. So I tell her to hold on to me and stay close and to move. Sorry, this person, I think, was trying to very urgently get the story out or something.
As they're running away.
Yeah. So I tell her to hold on to me and stay close and move to a walk. I don't know what that says. The road itself takes about 10 minutes to walk down. We are probably 6 minutes in, but looking behind us constantly. We get to the end of the road, turn around again, and nothing, but the lights turn off, only for about 20 seconds. Now we are submerged in darkness, but what we can see at the end of the road is a bus stop. At the bus stop, we see the 5 people, 2 children, their parents, and the elderly woman, just standing there and staring. We have nowhere else to go. I've called my friends to see if they were awake, but their phones are dead and they're not answering. My friend's still scared shitless, so am I. But we start to get angry, so I march towards them to be like, what the fuck are you playing at?
This is the problem with men.
Totally. The lights turned back on, and it made me jump. I grab my friend and head toward, go head towards them, and they're gone. Why are you grabbing your friend?
I know. It feels very like, I'll protect you.
Yeah. I still have their faces and clothing imprinted in my mind. This was Christmas morning, so 4 a.m. Christmas Day. My friend doesn't understand what happened, and I for sure don't. We've tried to talk to our friends about it, but they think the darkness tricked our minds.
I would hate if I was telling that kind of story and someone was like, I think the darkness tricked your mind.
I would punch them. It's
Oh,
in
like
England.
the people?
In the countryside in England.
Honestly, I'm sure it was ghosts. Like, they sound disgusting. Sound disgusting enough.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't intimidated by them. I would have, if I had seen that, I would have already left. Like, this wouldn't happen. A lot of this isn't applicable to me.
Right. I guess I do know the feeling of like walking by someone and like having that feeling like that tightens in your chest and you're just like, I'll just like walk really quick past, like everything's gonna be chill. So then like
Maybe as women, we have that innate.
yeah. And so then I think like having like a stone be thrown and then like I don't know, I guess my natural reaction would be to like turn around. I was thinking they were gonna be like right up on them, but to have them like disappear, like I would probably pee myself.
And then he said that the street lights turned out for 20 seconds.
Right, and I wonder if that's a thing that happens, like if
He
they just
said-
like go off.
Well, he said that they turn off at 1 and they turn back on at 4, and it was 4 and they had been on, they turned back off for like 20 seconds.
Oh, weird.
That would make me extra weird. Oh my God.
That would make me feel really bad.
Speaking of that kind of stuff,
Uh-oh.
This thing went viral recently. There was like, how many owls in one day would
I
you see
saw that
to make you feel? And I immediately, like, when Mariel asked me originally, because they asked me before I had seen it,
Yeah.
I was like, I see one owl. I'm like, whoa, owl. I see 2 owls. And I'm like, the owls are out today. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy. There must be a flock.
Yeah.
Or some, whatever they're, there must be a bunch of them.
A hoot.
Must be a family of owls nearby. And I see 3 owls. I'm calling off of work. Something is looming. And you know how I feel about the 4th kind.
I asked Matt the same thing, and it was right after we did that. And he was like, honestly, like, 3 owls is weird.
Yeah. People were in the comments like,
they're like 5.
10 owls.
Yeah. They're like 5, maybe like 7. I'm like, I've never seen 7 owls in my life. Like, I've
Together in one time.
never, total. I have not seen a total of 7 owls in real life. So I see 7 in one day. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Kiss your loved ones. Goodbye.
It's so ominous. Like, there's clearly something in, like, literally in the air.
Seriously.
Mariel said, I think.
Literally in the air.
Well, literally.
Stop.
But yeah, 3 owls.
I say 3 owls is the point where I'm like, I say 3 owls is when I call my mom and I'm like, yo, something fucking weird is
No, 3 owls, I'm like, it's a sign that I shouldn't go in.
Yeah. 4
Like,
owls is like, I take action.
Yeah.
Not going in.
4 owls is, I'm closing all the windows, all the curtains.
Yeah.
I'm like lighting candles.
Because I will not see another owl today.
Yeah. I would think that something is going wrong in my brain.
Oh, for sure.
I'm
Imagine you see the 4th owl, right? And you like close all your blinds and stuff, and then you hear a bang on the window, and you like go look, and it's the 5th owl.
It's like a dead owl. Kill myself. It doesn't take much.
It like really doesn't.
It like takes almost nothing. And so if I'm seeing 3 owls, that's getting close. It's cutting it a little too close for me.
Yeah.
I think that if you think 5 owls is normal, if you're like the 6th owl,
yeah,
that's where I draw the line.
If
How many
you're
fucking
not
owls?
Suspicious at 3. I'm suspicious
2.
of you.
1. Fuck 1.
No, 1 is cool. One's like, oh, I didn't know owls lived around here.
Okay, 1 is cool, but unless like you just had like some weird shit happen to you, or like you've been having a weird feel, like you wake up with the anxiety. Oh my God, if I wake up with anxiety and I see an owl outside, I'm skirt. We're turning the fuck back around. I'm calling Mariel. I'm crying. I'm saying like, dude,
the owls.
I saw an owl.
The owls are out.
And you know what's not fucking fair is that they would be like, dude, that's crazy. Like, that is crazy. There's no fucking owls. Although when we went.
Although I have seen 3 owls.
I saw 6 today. No, we went to go see the meteor shower that happened recently, and we were on like the lake shore.
Yeah.
And in the distance, you can hear an owl.
Oh yeah.
And owls are native to Illinois. Like we have a ton of owls here. But that being said,
I never.
You don't see them, though. Like, hearing owls, one thing.
Right.
I hear 3 owls. I'm like, damn, the owls are out.
Damn, there are owls in real life.
I love Illinois. Like, nature. It doesn't take much for me to go back there. But if I see them,
yeah, that's fair.
That's too much. You don't, as an Illinoisian, as someone who lives in Illinois, you hear owls a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Especially in the suburbs.
At Christmas, at Matt's parents' house,
yeah.
I heard an owl, and I was like, I actually thought I was like, an owl? Interesting.
But it makes sense. Wintertime, great horned owl. That's the one that we heard, which is just like a normal chill.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Like, what could that even be?
It's the owls.
They're screaming in my ear. And it's gone. It's you, for sure.
Do you think?
I've never had that happen before in my life.
It hasn't happened here.
No. You brought the haunted headphones, though. I saw them.
What haunted headphones?
The blue ones out there.
Those are not haunted. It's my black ones.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. Because I was like, I always thought they were black, but I guess they're just blue.
Black. No, those are Muriel's work headphones.
Well,
anyway.
So we should probably stop talking about owls.
Yeah. Okay. So my limit is 3.
My limit is also, that's my limit. That's when I'm like freaked.
I feel like my mom might say like 4, 5.
I feel like 4, like I said, 4 is when I take action. 3 is when I call my mom and I'm like, I'm like scared.
I'm taking action at 3.
That's fair.
Because what the fuck?
Better be
3
prepared.
owls? What if they're all different kinds?
That's weird.
That's way worse.
It's also weird, like, I feel like seeing them flying is different. If you see them on, like a fence post or something.
That's way different.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Seeing, like...
Having it
if I saw 3 owls fly, I would be, okay.
I'd be, oh, my God, an owl.
Wow.
A flock.
Like a flock of owls. That's incredible. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Seeing it fly past me. I'm like, oh, there's a forest preserve.
Yeah. Them sitting and, like, doing that thing.
At different points of the day. They're nocturnal.
2 is weird.
2's, I would be like, something environment. 2, I'm like, there's an environmental something happening.
Yeah.
3, I'm like,
this is personal.
Yeah, and also like there's a hole it's gonna open up in the earth, like and swallow me right now.
Okay, this is a story by Visual County 8720.
Okay.
Titled "The Baby Alive Doll." Hey guys, I'm new to this. I figure I'll share my crazy story. It was a few years ago. I was around 10 at the time. I'm 20 now. Quite a few years ago. It was around Christmas time, which of course was one of my favorite holidays like any other 10-year-old. And as a kid, I would watch tons of TV and get super excited about all the new toys they would advertise at the time. These new Baby Alive dolls were coming out and they weren't like the usual ones. They talked and went potty. Did you have one of those? Is that before our time? No.
I didn't have one that used the bathroom, but they did exist for our age group.
I really liked that all the baby dolls had, and it still kind of boggles my mind, that like bottle where you tip it upside down and it like
You've mentioned this a couple times on this pod.
It blows my mind. The technology.
It's plastic.
I like it. Now we all know these toys are programmed to say certain things. This doll only said, I have to go potty, or I'm done now. It was programmed to say only those things, and it said these things only when you pressed the button. Of course, I begged my mom for it, so I was ecstatic when I opened my first Christmas gift, and it was the Baby Alive doll. I spent the day playing with the doll, clicking its hand for it to talk, and walking around the house pretending I was a mom, and that night I placed the Baby Alive doll on a chair that was in the corner of my room and went to lay down. As I was falling asleep, but I couldn't sleep because I kept being interrupted by the sound of a voice coming from the corner of my room. My eyes widening with confusion of what that voice was. The voice was obviously coming from the corner, and the voice was demonic. I couldn't quite make out what exactly it was saying, but I knew it was the doll. I suddenly felt small, frozen at my bed. I felt paralyzed.
What the fuck? I hate doll ones.
The room seemed darker than it was, but I somehow managed to fall asleep. The next
Oh, here we go with the fucking going to sleep with the demon in your room.
The next morning, I remember the first thing I did was wake up and throw the doll out the window. I watched as it fell to the ground. I lived on the 4th floor in a building. I went about my day, and then that night, I checked and the doll was gone. I didn't think much of it. I figured the maintenance probably cleaned it up. I was just glad it was gone. But this is where it gets weird. Girl, I would argue it got weird already.
Okay, this fucking kills me. And here is where it gets crazy.
Right.
Like, girl.
There was a demon in your bedroom.
You just said the Baby Alive doll
was demonically speaking to you. And you're like, but listen to this shit. It actually gets crazy. And everything before now was normal.
It strangled me. It said my birth name and social security number. This is where I thought the doll was trying to steal my identity. Yeah. Okay.
But this is where it gets weird. Fast forward to my teen years. I'm now 18 and the doll hasn't crossed my mind since. Okay, so the doll was gone.
Okay, fine.
She said, but this is where it gets weird. And now I'm like 10 years older. I completely forgotten about the doll altogether. It was around Christmas time once again, and it was Christmas Eve. I fell asleep and had a dream about the doll. It played out like this. It was Christmas Day in my dream, and I woke up to a phone call from the front desk saying that I got a package. So I went downstairs and got my package. I went upstairs, back to my house, and it didn't say where it was from. As I opened it with confusion, I scream, and my body shakes in fear as I look down at the doll. At the Baby Alive doll looking up at me, smiling and laughing, with a note that said, I'm with you and I'll forever be with you. Why'd you get rid of me? I immediately woke up in fear, and the first thing I saw when I woke up was the empty chair where my doll used to stay. I know, you usually dream of things that you fear, but it was just weird because I forgot all about the doll and the whole situation.
No, you didn't.
So for it to just appear in my dream years later, after years of no thought of the doll, I don't know, it just seemed weird. Anyway, my love for Christmas now turns into fear and anxiety. I'm scared that one day on Christmas Day I'll get a call and it'll be a package with the doll in it. That's it.
Somebody's playing a little tricksy on you.
I feel like I would... well, she didn't actually get the doll. It was just a dream.
Nobody left the note?
No, that was just in her dream.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
You might just be afraid of dolls.
So I feel like the weird part was that it spoke to you demonically that night. Like, that was the weird part.
I would believe, though, that's sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
You hear shit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
They said that they felt paralyzed.
Okay, queen.
Yeah.
Although.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I never loved dolls. Like, I did play with them. I had the American Girl dolls. I had Samantha. Do I look like a Samantha?
I just know that that's the name of one of the dolls.
Yeah, well, that's the one I had. And I had, like, a Bitty Baby, which was a baby doll from them. And I know I've said it on the pod, too, but I would put them in my closet because I didn't like them being out looking at me.
Ooh.
And I would... So this is the room where I felt like I was always being watched.
Oh, you got changed like you were being watched.
Mm-hmm. So I would literally put them in the closet, and I would be so kind to them because I knew I was putting them in the closet. And I was like, in my head, I was like, this is not a place where you like, this would be like, this would make them mad. So I'd be like, I love you so much. Like,
just for a second.
Yeah, I'm just putting you in here. It's nicer in here. It's dark so you can sleep. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's crazy.
Like, I'm a 5-year-old girl talking to my dolls being like, don't get mad at me. I'm scared of you.
Oh my God, I got chills.
Like, that doesn't seem right. Now that I think about it,
and that's something you should mention to a parent.
Why? What is she going to do? She's going to be like, yeah, your dolls did come alive at night.
What if she was like, one day I thought I heard kids' voices in your room.
For real, though. And I don't know if I got her. I wanted that, like, maybe I did that Kelly doll because she had my name. And she was kind of like life size, kind of not.
Yeah.
But that was like,
that's too much.
Other than like the Bratz and the Barbies, they never scared me. It was like dolls. Like, I never asked for dolls.
Like, you mean like the ones that have the eyes and the...
Yeah, like where you lay them down, their eyes closed. Like
the cartoony ones, like Bratz and Barbies, like, you're like, I could punt this bitch across the room.
Yeah.
That one could, like, grab you by the ankles.
That could. Nibble.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So
American Girl
those
doll teeth.
soft plastic. Hard plastic.
Hard plastic. They're not soft.
So,
you ever get whacked with one of them? Or
yeah.
fall on them?
Yeah, step on them.
Oh, Jesus, their hands that are like this. Why is the finger out?
Why is the finger out?
I don't know.
So you could, like, put, like, a thing in there. Do that with my dead body.
I'll prop you up right here. I'll keep beating this dead horse. Literally.
Yeah. So, how did you feel about dolls?
I had a ton of Barbies and Bratz.
Yeah.
I had a ton of stuffed animals.
But no, like, dolls?
No dolls. I had, like, a baby doll, but it was the one that had, like, a soft, pillowy body and, like, little arms stuck to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she didn't freak me out.
Okay.
So, I never had a doll that freaked me out. I'm trying to remember. Oh, although I did have, I think my grandma has kept it, by the way.
You've told me about this doll. You said at the sleepover.
Oh, so that's her doll. That's like an antique.
A different one?
Yeah, that's like an antique giant baby.
Hate that.
Hate him. Hate him. He's
a
scary.
him?
Yeah, and his eyes are like glass. And like they do the up and down thing.
Ew, my body has chills.
Dude.
Maybe I just don't like dolls.
No. It's spooky looking. Ooh, Jesus, it's spooky looking.
Mm-hmm.
And she would like sometimes just like leave it on her bed. Like you'd walk through and it's like propped up on the pillows.
You're like, how'd you get there?
No, I'd close the door. Yeah. I would, like, you can't reach the doorknob. I'm gonna see its fingers underneath.
Ew.
Or like it's like on the ground.
Ew. I hate that.
Horrible, right? Yeah, so that doll freaked me out, but I had one like automate a Boo doll, like Monsters Inc. Boo.
Oh, yeah.
And her belly, you'd press her belly.
Yeah.
She had like 7 different things that she'd say, like from the movie. And she's like, Kitty, you remember?
Yeah.
And but she sings the song that she does when she's in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
She's like, and there was a couple times my mom told me that she like, I was like at school and that thing was like going off in the room.
Yeah.
Or like, or she heard, like maybe like once heard it going off or something. And she was, but I think the ones that could make noise were always scarier. Like,
oh, yeah.
Furbies. My uncle had a Furby. That shit would not die.
Yeah.
Batteries out.
Yeah.
Wires pulled kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. I had this, like, Christmas snowman that Sheila gave me one year. And I took the batteries out of it, and it was playing in the middle of the night. And I was like... And
it came from Sheila's house?
Yeah. And I think I, like, somewhere in my brain was like, well, maybe there's, like, a battery reserve somewhere. Yeah. But I like put it in a bin and put it in my sister's room. She was at college, so it was just like a guest room. But I like put it in there and like I heard it go off and I was like, well, there's so many reasons for that to happen. And then it went off again. So I was like, maybe it wasn't spooky, but I was obviously freaked out.
Yeah, my I'm thinking about like putting something away and being like, that's fine.
Yeah. So
my oldest cousin, his family lived in our like in the downstairs. It was like an apartment downstairs, and he had so many toys, so many automated like toys, all the time that something would randomly go. And it was in the basement, right?
Right.
So all the time, shit would randomly go off and be like, oh, we'd hear something, be like, what is that? We'd hear it upstairs, and then we'd go to like the doorway where it leads down to the basement. Be like, it's one of Damon's toys.
Ew.
It's one of his toys.
I hate that.
Yeah.
That's why people are doing like the wooden block toys now for like kids for like the BPA stuff and to make it safer. Like I'm gonna do it so nothing goes off in the middle of the night. You get blocks and like
it's like a pentagram with Jenga. That definitely happens.
I like the Lincoln Logs.
I love Lincoln Logs.
Me too.
But it's like I always think about that one story we read on a Ghouls Being Ghouls of this girl who every time she hung out with her friend tried to summon something.
I just like, why?
They did a seance every time they hung out for
Could you
years.
imagine? You know, you do weird shit as kids. You like play a game and you like are older and you think about it and you're like, that was kind of weird. Like, can you imagine thinking about being like, remember when we used to seance every fucking
Knowles.
day?
They
Every
did.
day for years?
And
like,
then,
remember how stupid we fucking were?
when-
And something followed her,
yeah,
right?
it accumulated into, they were doing their shit one time, and one of the posters like got smacked off the wall hard as fuck.
Ew.
They said, and there was pounding and like shit started popping off after that. But okay,
And we're back.
this is called
This is my favorite.
Christmas.
Because this is like the ghouls being ghouls, us sitting here talking. This is like pinnacle, like you and me on the couch of my apartment.
We're
in
replicating
college.
it for them.
Yeah.
This is called The New Place.
Ew.
Yeah. And it's from Reddit user Vin Mode, and it's from 4 years ago.
Okay.
When my grandpa died, my grandma moved and bought a condo from this one elderly woman who had multiple husbands that died. Killer first sentence. But we moved in with her. She was having weird occurrences there. I remember she told us that she'd be sleeping upstairs in her bedroom and wake up in the middle of the night and someone was playing with her toes. Like,
no.
Pulling them.
No. Do not touch my feet. As a human living in this world, do not touch my feet. As a ghost, get the fuck away from them.
That's like nightmare. You ever seen Gerald's Game?
Yeah.
Nightmare. That's ingrained in my brain when he's like sucking her toes at the end of the bed.
I just like it is. And you
I actually can't
think about it.
Yeah, like tonight I'm gonna have to wear 2 socks. So that even if he tries, he'll have to gum my socks.
Tie the blanket around me. I just like playing with your toes.
Pulling them.
Like, forgive me for my outburst. Continue.
No, you're forgiven. She also said that one night, it was as if someone or something was pushing her bed against the wall with absolute force. She was getting weird experiences and feelings. One night, she said aloud, "Whoever you are, stop bothering me or give me the winning lottery numbers." Whatever was bothering her stopped for a while. Oh, they didn't have the numbers.
Sad. They're like, oh, fuck, I'll try.
Fine.
She gave me a choice.
An ultimatum. After we moved in, some things happened over the years. My first occurrence there was it was snowing in December one year, and I just got Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PS3, and I was playing it upstairs on my TV at 2 a.m. I got this weird feeling to turn around as if something was watching me. I turned to my right, and as soon as I looked, the sunroof fogged up more and more as I looked for a couple seconds. All of a sudden, an imprint of a mouth or a lip appeared, fogged up on the sunroof. In a heartbeat, I turned it off and ran downstairs where I sleep. Our dog always used to bark in the dark hallways of our house and keep backing up as if he saw someone or something.
You think one of these ghosts are like kind of kinky?
The foot thing and the mouth thing.
And like the pushing the bed against
That's
the,
one of my worst fears.
Having a kinky ghost?
Yeah, because I don't want to be assaulted.
No.
Like, another time, I was up by myself and had a lamp on right next to me. I went to turn it off and was on my way downstairs. As soon as I got done shutting off every light upstairs, right as I opened the door to the basement and started to walk down the steps, I saw a light pop in the corner of my eye. I turned and the same lamp that I was sitting next to just before turned back on. I went to go turn it off and went downstairs to sleep. When my dad got up for work at 3 a.m., every light in the house was turned on. All the lamps, the kitchen, the bathroom, every light possible.
Oh my God.
One night, I went to bed and my family and I were sleeping downstairs. It was 3 a.m. and my mom and I were on our phones and we heard walking, footsteps upstairs, and the closets opening and closing. No one was up there but my grandma. She would not be awake at 3 a.m. You don't know.
You don't know what she's doing.
You really don't know what she's doing. We heard this for about 30 minutes on and off, somewhat faintly. Finally, we got the courage to go upstairs and no one was there. My grandma was fast asleep. The next morning, we told my grandma. It occurred to her that the night before, when it happened, was the day my grandpa died 5 years prior. One afternoon, my dad was out and my brother was working, and my mom and I went to go pick up my brother from work. My grandma was the only one home. My grandma was aware that no one was home, and she walked into the kitchen to get a glass of water and heard, in all caps, my voice calling her from the back room. Grandma, come here.
No. Oh, now it's a bad entity.
It already was, Queen.
It already was, but like now
She
you
knew I
know
wasn't
for
home.
sure. She knew.
She knew I was not home, and no one was, and she stayed in the kitchen until we got home.
I need to know the layout of the house. They need to draw it.
See? Yep, I'm affecting your brain. One night, my mom fell asleep on the couch upstairs watching TV. Couldn't tell you what time it was, but it was night. She woke up and saw a young boy sitting above our TV set in the square space up in the wall, almost hiding. The boy looked at her and put his finger in front of his mouth like he was telling her to be quiet, and he was playing hide and seek. I'm getting scary tears. You had to back up as if you were going somewhere else.
I had a stroke.
I'm getting scary tears.
My body shut down.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard.
Kelly put her hand up as if it was
trying to wipe
the words away, swat them away.
I didn't want to hear him. Oh no.
So in the entertainment center, one of the top cubes, there was a little boy.
Little boy from The Grudge.
Oh yeah, black hair.
Yeah.
White skin. Shushing her because he was playing hide and seek.
Right. Like that scene where he meows or hisses like a cat. That's what I'm
No, I feel like it's very oh Jesus. And then the train's going off. It's too much. I feel like it's very
I just need a moment.
Oh, okay.
No, you keep going.
No, it gets worse.
Oh. You feel
that was your moment.
I
feel like it's I don't feel like it's hissing. Yeah, but only corners and parts of his face. You can't see all of him. You can only see them a shadow in a dark room.
Why do I feel like he's a newsy boy kid?
No. No.
No. Old English kid.
No.
What are you picturing?
I'm picturing
That's just what I picture for ghost boys, little ghost boys.
Okay. I don't think that's what's happening here.
I don't
think
so
either. When your cousins, when you were younger and you guys used to play around Christmas time, there's a bunch of adults and there's somebody under the table.
Hate that.
You know what I mean? Okay. One year around Christmas.
That's it? That's what the mom do?
That's the next part.
Oh.
No, I don't know. One year around Christmas, we all had our Christmas presents under the tree. We had presents against the wall, too, and some were stacked. Everyone was in the kitchen, and I was just sitting on the couch on my DS in the family room looking down. Side note, I want to get a Nintendo DS from eBay.
Okay.
I loved my DS.
I wish you would have told me. Matt just got rid of 3 of them.
Wow. I want to play Nintendogs.
We might actually... Oh, I feel like we might have gotten rid of them. I'll ask him if he still has them. We're not obviously using them.
Right. All of a sudden, it sounded like someone picked up a box and threw it as hard as they could against the corner wall. I was convinced something had to have been broken while I was looking up to see what happened. Nothing was knocked over. Everything was exactly like it was. Everyone was in the talking in the kitchen, and no one heard it but me, even though the sound happened all around us. Growing up, my brother always got blamed for when things went missing. He used to eat food stored away in cabinets in the fridge and lie about ever eating it. One morning before high school, around 6 a.m., my brother and I were laying in bed. Both of our phones were charging upstairs. My mom opens the basement door and yells, "Anthony, what did you do with the peanut butter?" My brother goes, "I didn't eat any peanut butter. I don't know." They're arguing from the basement to upstairs at a distance. My mom randomly gets this message pop up on her phone saying, "Not everyone likes peanut butter. Not everyone likes peanut butter."
What?
It repeated twice, and then it went completely off her phone. She tried finding the message, and it was nowhere in her messages. It popped up with no phone number and completely disappeared at the time that she read it. She thought it was him, and then saw both of her phones charging upstairs and freaked out.
Like, this a poor woman.
And son. The boy.
I feel like she's the one that, like, is
heard
seeing all this shit. And
well, he heard the slamming and stuff. I think that the both of them are getting affected. Not the boy who's
telling the story.
Yeah, the boy who's telling the story.
Yeah.
Not the brother.
Girl, could you?
No. That's like Demi Lovato on Ellen. She tells the story where she's like she's having a party, or like her friends came over for the holidays or something to like her childhood home or something.
Yeah.
Or no, like her most recent home. And she's like telling a story of something spooky that happened to her. And somebody sends her a text that's like, your house, like somebody was like texting or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, your house is definitely haunted. Or your house is so haunted. And then she gets a text back like 1,000 times. It says definitely, 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 definitely.
Oh my God.
It like sent it 1,000,000 times.
That's horrifying. What would you do?
I would screenshot that and tell it on Ellen. Like that, she did the exact correct thing.
I feel like grab the other microphone. I feel like this one is like sounding weird all of a sudden.
Oh no. Really?
Yeah, and I feel like
is it sounding weird like this? Or is it sounding weird? Sounding weird.
Oh, yeah, it's like this.
When I say it like this, it sounds weird?
Yeah.
I have to... Is this okay?
Yeah, it sounds much better. I didn't know that was a thing that could happen. Okay, good to know.
Okay, great. Oh shit, I hope that sounds okay. We'll see.
No, I just started noticing it.
Okay. I know, but I'm wondering if it was going on.
That's fair.
We'll see.
Ew, not everyone likes peanut butter. Not everyone likes peanut butter. I would die. She should have screenshot it and told it on Ellen.
There's so many more.
No, shut up, really? Oh my God.
Another time around 8 p.m. at night, I was again playing on my DS and downloading something on it. Everyone was in the basement and my mom wasn't home from bowling. TV was off and clear as day, almost as if someone was face to face with me. I heard a very distinct hello. Almost exactly like my dead cousin used to say it, in the same tone of voice, right in front of me. My cousin Andy died years before this incident. I was really close with him. Occasionally, while we're all in the basement sleeping late at night, I'll be playing on the PS4 and the door to the basement is closed. But every now and then, it sounds like someone is pressing their body up against the door to the basement. It's a weird sound I don't know how to describe.
I know exactly what
I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about,
yeah.
too. Like, you can hear, like, the clothes hitting the door.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a zipper.
Yeah.
Like, and the
just,
weight of it.
Yeah, the wood, like, bending. Not bending, but, like, being
bowing.
hit. Yeah. Ugh.
Okay. Just last year, I was playing on a video game downstairs and came upstairs at 2 a.m. to get something to eat. As I opened the door to the basement to come downstairs, I saw a ball of light hovering over my kitchen table. All the lights were off, so it was obviously really noticeable. As soon as I got a glimpse of the ball of light, it was almost as if I wasn't supposed to see it or was intervening. It quickly swept into the direction of the family room and disappeared to never be seen again. Even today, I feel like someone is touching my body with their hand lightly at night, and no one's next to me. A weird thing that happened a lot since we moved in about 8 years ago.
But here's the weird part.
It strangled me. Everyone's clothes started going missing and randomly appearing days later, especially mine. Sometimes I wouldn't find things for months, and then it would appear out of the blue. It says all caps, the very last thing that's happened. We were all downstairs sleeping. My mom got a call on her cell phone at 3 a.m., and my grandma was asking why the neighbor was in her bedroom and why she's hiding from her now. My mom and I... No, you need a second? Okay, we'll get back. Put a pin in that.
What do you That's like worst case scenario. I think I'm gonna pass out.
Fucking worst case scenario is you hear your grandma in her attic room go, why is the neighbor here?
And why are they hiding from me? Like that.
Why the neighbor was in her bedroom. Actually, she's not saying that. She's saying it to the person. So She might be like, let's say the neighbor's name is like Kara.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, Kara, what are you doing here?
Oh, no. No. So she's...
And you hear everybody go, what? She goes, Kara's hiding from me.
hiding from... That I'm picturing a rocking chair and, like, creeping behind it.
It's like that blue dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instantly, I get it.
Or like crouched behind like the door, where the scary tears are flowing,
Dripping.
Mom and I ran upstairs, and my grandma was startled, but no one was there in the room with her. My grandma kept saying she's hiding, but she said this woman had red hair, and she said 3 words to her, but forgot what it was. She thought it was the neighbor because she couldn't think of another logical explanation, even though the neighbor doesn't have red hair.
Grandma, you're losing it. Like, what did this woman say to you? That's it?
The scariest part of all these stories is that I'm still living in that house today.
No!
We haven't had an occurrence since, but we did nothing to stop it either. And they go on to say that they got more involved with the Lort, and that's why all of this stopped. Yeah. And then they're going back and forth in the comments with a bunch of people being like, this literally could be a movie.
I would watch it. I would watch it and I'd be like, that's a really fucking good movie.
That people are like saying that woman in the room was probably just what's always been there, and it manifested into something that like wouldn't scare your grandma.
I would be terrified. What do you mean hiding from me?
Right. People are going back and forth with him being like, I don't know, dude. Great that you're good with the Lord, but I don't think that's
like enough.
Right.
Like I would try something else as well.
Yeah, I would indulge in leaving.
Indulge in moving out.
Seeking help.
Like a year ago when we were at the part about simultaneously that story was too fast and also I felt like I lived it. You know what I mean?
So it's because they just gave us all the hits. Like they didn't give us like, and then things were quiet for a while. Right. It was just like year after year after year. There's something really big.
The kid in the entertainment center, that makes me want to die.
What's worse? Kid in the entertainment center or hearing grandma going, Kara, why are you in here?
I think like having the grandma be like, she's hiding from me. Like that.
I have goosebumps all over my body right now.
That gives me such sinister vibes, you know?
That gives you, I feel like the kid in the entertainment center is so devious, disgusting.
It's so hard because like.
Imagine your mom, Judy, is chilling. And she's chilling. She's watching TV. Out of the corner of her eye.
Something happened. Yeah.
No, I have to take my glasses off. I literally, guys, for the pod, I did just take my glasses off. Go ahead. I actually have to not see you a little bit so that I can tolerate this information.
So, kind of holiday related. So I told you about the time when the Santa frame basically like jumped off the wall. Mm-hmm. So she had set up like jingle bells as decorations. And she was just asleep one night or like lying there, and literally one of the jingle bells just plops right onto her, like falls off the shelf onto her nightstand. And then she found it like far under her bed. So she was scared. She was literally, you are just purely crying.
What are you talking about? It didn't jangle? She didn't hear it.
It jangled as it hit the nightstand.
She heard it hit the nightstand.
Yeah, and she was scared. No.
Well, I mean, that's scary.
Yeah. And then she was telling us about it, and we went and looked, and it was like under her bed.
It hit the nightstand and rolled all the way, allegedly, under her bed.
Right. It doesn't really make sense, right? That trajectory doesn't make sense.
It's carpeted.
Yeah.
And also not perfectly round.
No, it shouldn't be rolling. But it
Does
did
she have
make
a bed skirt?
at first. I don't know actually.
Because that's extra bad.
She was telling us it because she's like something happened. And
You were like, oh my God. And then you're like, oh my God.
yeah, and so we were there when she found it, and she was like relieved. She was like, okay, so it did just like fall from the top, and like I banged on the wall and they did jiggle a little, but I was like, did someone bang on the wall? Like, you know what I mean? Where you would have heard that as well.
How did it, how is it attached to anything?
It was lying in like this greenery on these shelves.
So it wasn't attached to anything.
No, it wasn't. Like it could have fallen. It didn't make sense that, it's just like eerie.
Yeah.
But then a couple of days ago, we were hanging out there. It was just Matt and I, and we had been there for hours. And Bo had been running back and forth, doing all his crazy little Bo things. And under her tree, she has this like porcelain Ferris wheel, and it's a music box.
Sick.
And we had been there for hours, and Bo was running back and forth, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. My mom is in the kitchen. No, she was sitting. We were all just sitting there, and Bo was asleep, lying down. Ting, ting. Yeah, it moved on its own for no reason.
What happened?
Matt and I like looked at each other, and we were like, what was that noise? And my mom, she was like, what was that? Was that the doorbell? I was like, no. And I like was looking around, and I saw it, and I was like, that's that music box. And Matt was like, of course it fucking is. And so he went over and pushed it, and it made the same noise.
I'm like getting the gurgles.
Yeah. So that's my Christmas story for you. Christmas
That's
ghosts.
like, okay. I was like, if it had started like going.
If it had started going, I would have died.
Especially because that was that the same day?
No.
Oh.
They were different days.
Okay. I mean, still.
She's got some. It's weird in that house.
Yeah.
And I was telling her when she told me about the jingle bells, she said she's never felt weird. I felt weird. But anyway, I don't know what's worse for these people because seeing it with my own. So that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
I guess
you're
my
right.
mom. If my mom. Okay, let's do it with my mom and my aunt.
Okay.
So if my mom were to come and be like, I literally woke up and saw like a little ghost boy like behind my TV, I would die.
Yeah. Already, I'm like, that's number one.
But if she was then like, I was on the phone with your aunt and she was talking about how her neighbor was like hiding in her bedroom. Yeah.
No, it's both bad.
They're both bad.
It's both really bad. Especially using your mom is a really good example because I feel like she's very genuine.
Yeah.
And she has no reason to lie to me.
Right.
Or exaggerate.
Right.
And she's very like a reliable adult.
Right.
So like I trust that whatever she says actually did happen.
Mm-hmm.
She, in her right mind, Judy is of sound mind.
Yeah.
Calls you up and says, oh my God, I had the weirdest experience last night. I was all the lights off, watching TV.
That is how she is in her house.
And let's say she has a huge entertainment center.
Yeah.
In part of the entertainment center, I thought I saw a little boy.
Oh my
You would
God.
go, Mom.
The fuck did you just say?
I actually don't know if I can be on the phone with you right now.
It's not safe.
Let me get in my car. And she told you that, yeah, like he looked like he was shushing me.
Oh man. I don't know. They're both horrible. If I had to, for some reason, the neighbor, quotation marks, hiding in the bedroom scares me just a little bit more.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about like, in actuality, it wouldn't have been that she's on the phone. It would have been that she went over to your aunt's house or aunt's place and retold the story to you.
Yeah.
So maybe it wouldn't have been like, because if you're on the phone, that's one thing, but you're not on the phone.
Yeah.
It's a retelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if she was like, I was at your aunt's house and she told me that she thought her neighbor was hiding in her room.
Right.
You would have been like, oh, her neighbor's a creep.
Right. But if she was like, I was on the phone and I heard your aunt like asking this neighbor why she's hiding, and then like no one was in there.
Then she might have said something, but I can't tell what she said.
And she had red hair. Oh. Both are horrible. I'm not honestly,
For me, the little boy, it's too much.
everything that this person has gone through is way too much. You know?
For one person.
Like, the grandma, like, full well, and that's
The
like,
lights all being on.
the lights all being on, the grandma hearing his voice and like being like, I know that's a ghost, and having to sit in the kitchen.
It's a mimic. 100%.
Yeah.
The lights all. Okay, so like for me, I'm very familiar with the lights being on.
This kid turning all the lights off before he goes down into the dark basement is
very
wild.
bold, staying up late by yourself.
Yeah, or going upstairs to get a snack in the pitch black.
I mean, again, couldn't be me. I would not have.
Damn.
I wouldn't be interacting with my space the way that he's still interacting with it.
Me neither. I don't interact with that, and I feel comfortable here. Like, I've never seen a ghost boy in the entertainment center, and I don't want
never will.
Okay, that was a good story. That was a really good one. Okay, this is the New Year's Eve Shapeshifter by Blue Vash. This story happened in the New Year's Eve 2010. I'm visiting my friends in our city before me and my family start our New Year's Eve celebration, when suddenly I receive a phone call from my uncle. My uncle asked me if I can visit them before our New Year's Eve celebration starts. My uncle lives in the countryside of my city. I said yes, and I asked my friend if she could come with me. My friend said yes, so we travel outside of our city around 9:30 p.m. in my motorbike. We arrive at my uncle's house at 10 p.m. This is pretty close to your New Year's Eve celebration.
Right.
My uncle is very happy. We talk, we eat, and drink, but I don't drink that much because I'm going to drive back home. Me and my friend spend a good amount of time there when I notice that it's already 11:30 p.m. So we just got 30 minutes to go back to our city. So we tell my uncle that we are going home, and we start traveling back. But we just got 30 minutes before the New Year's Eve starts. So me and my friend decide to change routes. I knew a shortcut road in that area, but we have to travel past the rice field. I know that road, but I don't travel there at night because it's so sketchy. There's no houses near that area, but me and my friend don't have a choice that time, so we choose that shortcut road. When we're traveling that stretch of road, I notice that my friend is looking in the middle of the rice field and starts shaking. So I ask my friend what happened, and she answers in a trembling voice, "What's that thing in the middle of the rice field?" I was driving that at the time, and the road is rocky, so I just took a look for a second in the middle of the rice field. And I saw something, but my brain can't make it out. Friend, it's just a walking tree. Then I start to question myself. A moving tree, because that thing is moving. It looks like it's moving. So I stopped my motorbike to take a closer look at that thing or whatever it is, and then I was shocked, scared, and trembling in fear. When I look in the middle of the rice field, I see a big horse, tall as a tree.
Oh, okay.
But this horse is not walking on 4 legs. It's walking on 2 legs with hands like humans. The creature is looking in the sky in the direction of the fireworks, so I start my motorbike and hit the gas. My friend is screaming, and I'm scared as well. And while we're getting out of
What
this
the
place...
fuck are you talking about? Human hands? You ever heard of a skinwalker?
That's like the direct thing. When me and my friend are near the city, a strong gust of wind hits us. We almost fall to the ground from my motorbike, and it stops working. I tried to start it a couple times, but it's not starting. We're in our city, so we decided to leave my motorbike at the repair shop because it's New Year's Eve, so no one is going to repair it at the time. We went home that night, and in the morning, I came back to the auto repair shop for my motorbike, but the mechanic asked me what happened to it. I answered, "Why? What's the problem with it?"
Oh my God.
The mechanic told me that I needed to pay a large amount of money to repair a motorbike that was hit by lightning. He told me that all of the bike's electrical parts were burned and needed to be replaced, and he showed me all of it. I felt scared again because me and my friend were sitting on that motorbike the time it stopped, and there was no way it was hit by lightning.
Cool.
Yeah. Until this day, I cannot explain what I saw or what happened to my bike that night. But whatever it is, the one thing is for sure, that what I saw in the rice field was not human.
Love that.
That was like definitely, that's like the
Skinwalker.
classic.
That's like the definition of a skinwalker.
Yeah. It's crazy that that's like, do you think that's its like normal form then?
No.
And why does it always choose? It's like that not deer thing.
Right.
Why does it choose that?
I feel like because if you just saw a horse, like, I feel like so quickly can it just, like, look like a horse.
That's fair. Right. You just like glance and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so this article is called from Reddit, "Should I Feel Scared to Live Here?"
Probably. I'm going to answer it right now.
Yeah. Jury's out. But this is from Reddit user Infectious Drumming. And, okay, it says, this first paragraph is basically being like, thanking Reddit that they felt very welcomed and telling all of their scary stories. And I'm going to share another story with you all today. This one is the most personal and terrifying to me because it's happening in the house I currently live in.
Oh, great.
My husband and I moved to this place in the middle of 2019. So recent. It's our first home together, and we love it here. There's plenty of space for us, but after a couple months, things got really freaky, out of hand. And there are many things I can't explain.
Oh, no. That's like the fear of buying a home.
I know.
Most
I
people
feel
are
like
fear of mold and stuff like that.
I'm scared of mold and ghosts.
I want that on a t-shirt.
I'm scared. I'm so afraid of black mold. And then right under black mold, it's ghosts. But I feel like the likelihood of that happening to me is high anyway. Even if it seems nice, they'll come find me.
Yeah.
They know I can hear them.
I feel like you are going to have a haunted place no matter what.
You're heading that way too, Queen.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not something you could help.
I don't know what I'll do if I'm living in a place that in like a house where I can't be like, oh, it's just a neighbor. Like, oh, like ghosts probably wander in an apartment. Like, what happens when it's just purely my house? And then I have to be the one to be like, and now I lose this money because I will be moving.
I thought about like the houses that we used to live in. In my neighborhood, you're not right next to them. Like, there's a little bit of running you'd have to do to get to their house.
My houses were right next to him, but even then, you think like you're in the middle of the night and you're like running away from a ghost. Like, who's gonna take you in? You look like a psychopath. You know what I mean?
I mean, but from my old home, like to see if anybody was home in front of us, because we were on a corner.
Yeah.
So in front of us, to the right of us, or behind us, you'd have to look out through the dark to see if their like lights were on.
Well, and the problem, I don't know if your home was a new build.
No.
Like, my parents were the first ones in that house.
No,
and
ours was built in the 70s.
Didn't matter. I mean, we were right by the gravesite of
Right.
the farmers there, but like it doesn't matter.
You can't control who's living next to you.
Yeah, you can't control who's living next to you. You can't control like, okay, I got this from a thrift store. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Right.
Ugh. I don't want a haunted house.
No, me neither. But haven't really had a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Right before Christmas, I was alone. My husband worked weird hours, so the day he wasn't home was almost until 10 p.m. I heard noises coming from my attic, mostly footsteps. I wasn't scared at first. I always tried to put on a brave face, but there was something different about this time compared to my other ghost encounters.
Oh my God.
I know. It's too real. The attic isn't accessible unless you unlock the lock, pull down a string, and let the ladder come down.
Oh no.
From there, it's pitch black and mostly full of boxes from when we moved, along with holiday decor. I walked up the stairs slowly. My forehead was sweating so profusely, I kept getting sweat in my eyes. I'm already blind enough as it is, so adding another sort of distraction doesn't help. I made it to the top of the stairs and into the attic. My flashlight was extremely bright, and from one beam, it can light up the entire attic. There's 2 sections of the attic. When you get to the top of the stairs where it's open, and a side room. I didn't know there was a side room until that day. I made my way through the boxes and other random things from the renters before us, and I found the door. And you don't know who the fuck was in your house before you.
What they were doing.
What they were into.
Yeah.
Or the ones before them.
There's still shit in there from them. Girl, you clean that shit out. You sage it. You do whatever you can. You bless it. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Whatever you are into.
Like white curtains.
Yes. Yes. You
light
open the windows.
Yeah. You dust. I made my way through the boxes and other random things from the renters before us and found the door. I opened it, and the smell was so awful I was gagging.
Shut up.
At first, I had a bad feeling that there was a dead body, and thankfully there wasn't. However, there was a ton, in all caps, of old items. A wedding dress, fake floral pieces,
No.
a bunch of rugs, 6 boxes of shoes, an old dog collar, a box of baby clothes, photo albums, pillows. But the thing that shocked me the most was an obituary. I instantly got chills, same, and ran down the attic stairs, closed the hatch, and locked it. I later found out from searching my county's website that the woman who the obituary was for was the first owner of the home, lived there for over 30 years, and passed away in our master bedroom before she was found by her son in the next morning. I was so confused, though. Why would her obituary be in the attic of her old house? Someone must have left it here in her honor or on accident. Nothing happened for a while after that. No footsteps, noises, nothing seemed alarming to me until February of this year. My husband and I were sitting on the couch watching a movie in our living room. We heard a knock at the door, so my husband went to answer it. No one was there. This happened 2 more times until he decided that it was some punk kids playing Ding Dong Ditch. Oh well. After an hour after that, we both instantly felt like something was breathing heavily down our necks. The strangest part was how we both looked at each other at the exact same time when it happened. That is so real. It felt uneasy, but not scared, really. I felt uneasy, but not scared, really. We drifted off to sleep together on the couch eventually. In the middle of the night, every single cabinet in our kitchen slammed shut along with our pantry door. We both woke up immediately because our living room, dining room, and kitchen all sort of joined together in one big space. My husband decided to check it out while I stood close beside him. At this point, I finally felt like I needed to fear for my life because I was absolutely terrified in every way possible. After a few minutes, we headed to our actual bedroom and closed the door. Neither of us wanted to sleep with the door open that night. I mean, can you blame us? As the weeks passed on, we both encountered more paranormal experiences, such as waking up with all of the blinds in every room completely raised. We both sleep naked, otherwise it wouldn't have felt as sinister. Picture frames falling off the wall. Our names being spelled out with letter magnets on the fridge. I could keep going. I'm going to end the story after the next part, just because I'm exhausted and starting to get the creeps. My husband and I went on a date last weekend. No worries, we kept our distance from others and we didn't go anywhere too crazy. We brought a picnic to the beach, and it was an amazing day of relaxing and dipping our toes in the sand and water. When we got home, our house was absolutely trashed. Every garbage can was dumped out, plates and cups shattered on the floor. My 3 favorite books had their pages ripped out and thrown around our bed, which was made. Looked like someone was in it and tossed the blanket around. A bunch of my plants were either wilting significantly or their pots were broken from being knocked over. I have 50 plants total, and at least 15 of them were affected. At first, a spirit or ghost activity didn't even cross my mind. I thought someone broke into our home. So we called the police, and they came to check things out. There's no sign of forced entry, no DNA left behind on the plates or cups or anything else, and no witnesses whatsoever. The front and back door, as well as all the windows, were secured and locked. We also have ADT, which would have alerted us if someone broke a window or picked a lock to come in. After the cops left, we cleaned up the mess and went to bed. We talked a little bit about how, yes, the house was wrecked, but was anything missing? Not that we could tell. Everything of value was still in its place as usual. No money was taken. It was just disturbing. I stayed up all night, listening to every little noise. I slept maybe 2 hours that night, and soon after that horrible night, I got the bright idea to start posting my ghost experiences on here with my husband's support and encouragement. This one's hard for me to post. I hope you all enjoy. Appreciate you all. Someone's living in that attic.
You think it's a real person?
I do. And, I mean, they mentioned the obituary and why it's weird that it's up there.
Yeah.
I feel like it's giving, you need to put a camera. Number 1 on a long list of fucking horrifying things that can happen to a person is you come home, your house is trashed.
Yeah.
There's no forced entry. There's no anything. And then when you call the cops, they're like, I don't see anything wrong.
And nothing's missing.
And then you get a camera. And you find out someone's been living in your attic the whole time you've been living there.
Yeah, I wonder if they checked it out thoroughly to see like anything like a sleeping bag or food or something.
She didn't know about the side room.
So my thinking was like, what if the son had all that stuff and like left it up there? Or what if a renter got like really into the ghost part of it and like collected all that stuff and put it up there? I
feel like the side room went unnoticed for a really long time.
Oh, for sure. Whoever put that stuff in there was the only one that noticed it. And like I'm thinking it's the son of the woman who died.
Mm-hmm.
The person who lives in there. What about all the cabinets closing like at once?
You're right. So I think that I always say I think there's like two things going on.
Yeah.
I think that there definitely could be somebody living in your home.
Yeah. The knocking at the door, that is just a PSA for everyone. Like, if there's knocking at your door for anything, honestly, this generation, like, don't just open your door. Because I've heard that's a thing. I know, like, that's like a vampire thing. But, like, I've also heard for, like, spirits and stuff, like, an empty knock or, like, a knock where no one's there, like, opening it, like, allows.
Fuck, human beings. Like,
that's true.
100%.
Inviting whatever.
Yeah, like, you open the door and there's no one there. It could actually literally be a trap to, like, try to get inside your house.
Right.
And also, like, if it's, like, a paranormal thing,
right.
You know? Like,
anything. Just, like, check the door. If no one's there, don't open it.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, what in the world do you need to open the door for if you don't see anyone, you know?
Of course.
Like, logically, I understand our need to, like, know what's going on. But realistically, if someone's at your door, they're going to want something. They're going to stand there. Like, if someone's at your door, knocks on it, like you were saying, like, it's a human, knocks on it, and then isn't there, there is nothing you need to open that door for.
What if your front door got a knock right now?
I would die. I wouldn't open it. I would check the peephole. And if no one was there, you are out there. Thank you. I'll never open it again.
Does anybody ever knock on your door?
Yeah, I've had maintenance people on accident knock on it or like on purpose knock on it.
No.
You know, and even a human knocking at your door when you don't know them, like that's scary.
Yeah.
I would leave. I'd be afraid to live there, to answer her original question. If I were her, I'd be worried to live there. As a rental property, it's just
you
honestly
should feel
not
scared to live there.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
Period.
What did we say the other time? You have a few
about 48 hours.
Yeah, you have a few light, gentle activities to let you know.
Right.
You can get out still.
We said that immediately, the first inkling of anything, you need to nip that shit in the bud.
Right.
Right then and there.
Right.
And then if something big happens, you got 24 hours.
Right.
To figure it the fuck out.
Right.
Are you going to stay here?
Right.
And you got to, like, really acknowledge that you're here with something.
Yeah, and be like, listen, no.
Right.
And then get anything you can to cleanse it and all that stuff. Or leave. You cannot play dumb after the cabinets close.
There is no playing. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, you can play dumb for a really long time.
Yeah.
And you can get by with that.
Right.
You cannot play dumb when shit is like this, like
it's
little boy in the entertainment center.
Right. The lights turning. So that's like a really good point. Like in here, like the walking upstairs to go by yourself and explore it. What a wild decision.
What's the scariest thing that can happen right now?
Here?
In this room right now.
Someone knocks on the window.
That's horrifying. The closet opens.
Yeah. This like falls.
I don't know.
It would scare me, but it's not like paranormal.
No, I would be like, it's the jiggling.
Classic Kelly. Yeah, probably the closet doors is a good one.
Yeah. And this is the type that I had in my room growing up, so I'm scared of them.
These are the scary ones. For sure. I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that crack right there. That's
I know.
horrifying.
Into like the blackness.
I know.
But there's something in there.
What?
There's like shit in there.
Yeah.
Why are you threatening me right now?
No, you said there's something in there.
Yeah, there's something in there. It's not an empty closet.
You scared me.
Oh my God.
I thought that was you being like, and there's a human
she was
in
gonna
there.
jump me. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, there is stuff in there and that's it forever.
Only. So this was a scary episode.
This was scary. I liked it. I want to read more, but I know we have to stop. So if you guys had anything happen to you over this Christmas season, please let us know at ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing stories. I'm super cool searching for them, but it'd be really cool to hear your listener stories. I mean, we know you're out there because Tamara listens to our episodes multiple times, a lot, and she wasn't even in the 1% of the listeners for Spotify Wrapped.
I was like, surely I'll be in the top, because they go up to like 0.02%.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. So we know you're listening. Right in.
Yeah, right.
Damn it.
DM us on Instagram, Ghoul Beans Podcast.
And no.
Almost did the same thing.
It's a reflex at this point.
But yeah, thanks for joining us.
And spilling
the Ghoul Beans.